The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 1,056, with 5 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 4 additional cases were reported with no new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's Monday, October 11th. New COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations in the U.S. are going down or holding steady throughout most of the country, but a handful of states are still seeing disturbing increases. Colorado, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, and Pennsylvania all had at least 10% more new cases this past week compared to the week before. Some emergency rooms remain overwhelmed, making several sick patients wait for hours for their hospital beds. But new cases overall are going in the right direction, according to Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. He says there are less than 100,000 cases a day. New daily infections are at about 95,000, and Dr. Fauci says that's still way too high. He says he would like that number to fall to 10,000 or lower. Dr. Fauci hopes that downward trend continues, but warns we have to be careful not to prematurely declare victory, since we still have about 68 million people who remain unvaccinated. New numbers from LA County's Department of Public Health breaks down which ethnic demographics are experiencing the most number of case rates and deaths. Between August 29th and September 25th, unvaccinated Black and Latinx residents had the highest COVID-19 case rates, with 587 to 594 new cases per 100,000 people. Across all racial and ethnic groups, infection rates among unvaccinated people remain up to 3 times higher than among vaccinated people. Black residents also had the highest hospitalization rates among both vaccinated and unvaccinated people, which is 27% higher than the rate in the next highest group, which are the Latinx residents. White residents had the highest death rates of all groups, followed closely by Black and Latinx residents. Public health encourages everyone who can get vaccinated to do it, especially as colder weather and the holidays approach. Drug maker Merck is asking U.S. regulators to authorize a potentially revolutionary drug against COVID-19. It's called molnupiravir, and if approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, it would become the first pill shown to treat COVID-19. All other treatments currently backed by the FDA require an IV or an injection. People would be able to take the antiviral pill at home to reduce their symptoms and speed recovery. Merck and its partner, Ridgeback Biotherapeutic, said they asked the agency to grant emergency use for adults with mild to moderate COVID-19 who are at risk for severe disease or hospitalization. The company reported earlier this month that the pill cut hospitalizations and deaths by half among patients with early symptoms of the coronavirus. The FDA will review the drug's data, determine its safety and efficacy, and should come to their decision in the next few weeks. Huntington Beach reopened to the public this morning, more than a week after a massive oil spill devastated the area. More than 1,600 volunteers were out over the weekend, helping to clean up the mess left by the pipeline rupture that sent oil and tar balls onto the Orange County shoreline. The city of Huntington Beach hired an independent contractor to perform water quality testing of the ocean and wetlands. They tested 40 different sites and did not find significant levels of key contaminants associated with oil in the water, allowing city and state beaches to open again at 6 a.m. today. Huntington Beach Mayor Kim Carson said, quote, "The health and safety of our residents and visitors is of the utmost importance. We understand the significance our beaches have on tourism, our economy, and our overall livelihood here in Huntington Beach. It is important that our decision to reopen our shoreline and water be based on data, and that we continue to monitor the water quality going forward." Despite the reopening, an ongoing advisory notice remains in effect for all city beaches, and officials still expect to see oiled materials and tar balls wash up on the sand. Beachgoers are advised to avoid any areas where they may smell oil. As of Sunday morning, more than 5,500 gallons of oil had been recovered, along with 13.6 barrels of tar balls and 250,000 pounds of oily debris. Flight cancellations continue at Southwest Airlines today after a weekend of major service disruptions. By mid-morning, Southwest had canceled about 360 flights and delayed 600 more. The Dallas-based airline said air traffic control issues and bad weather led to the more than 2,000 canceled flights Friday through Sunday. But the Federal Aviation Administration said there have been no air traffic-related cancellations since Friday, and added that airlines are experiencing delays because of aircraft and crews being out of place. Southwest was the only airline to report such a large percentage of cancellations and delays. Thousands of passengers were stranded across the country during a busy travel weekend, as today is a federal holiday. Pacific Gas and Electric Company may shut off power this week, affecting tens of thousands of Californians. Starting today, PG&E said it may cut off power to about 44,000 customers due to potentially dry, gusty winds that could raise the risk of electrical equipment sparking fires. The National Weather Service issued a red flag warning starting late Sunday, signaling extreme fire danger. The warning extends to late Tuesday, and the strongest winds are expected today. Now, those winds, combined with dry vegetation from the drought, could lead to trees falling on power lines and sparking a wildfire. The company started to intentionally cut off power in the fall of 2019 to prevent wildfires after an investigation determined that the campfire was sparked by its equipment. The company filed for bankruptcy and pleaded guilty to 84 counts of involuntary manslaughter related to that 2018 fire. The LA County Department of Public Health is working with a number of other agencies to nail down the cause of the foul odor from Carson. Public Health is investigating the situation with the county's Department of Public Works and its Fire Hazardous Materials team, as well as the South Coast Air Quality Management District. Air sampling in the city of Carson along the Dominguez Channel and in the surrounding community found elevated levels of hydrogen sulfide in the air. The potential source of the hydrogen sulfide appears to be the Dominguez Channel. The groups will continue monitoring the air until the odors subside. The levels of hydrogen sulfide in the air are not expected to cause irreversible effects, but are high enough to cause a strong foul odor in the community, as well as short-term reversible symptoms, including headaches, nausea, or irritation to the eyes, nose, and throat. If you notice rotten egg or sulfur odors, you can report them to the South Coast AQMD by logging onto this website or calling 1-800-CUT-SMOG. That's 1-800-288-7664. Over the weekend, the city's Cultural Arts Commission held its 43rd Excellence in Arts Awards at the Toyota Meeting Hall.
Get together, let the dance floor feel your leather.
A crowd of more than 100 people came together to celebrate these talented artists. This tradition began in 1977, but took a pause last year due to the pandemic. It honors individuals who have made a positive impact in the Torrance arts community. And this year, 9 people received awards in 6 different categories. The contributions from these individuals highlight the cultural diversity of our city. You can watch a special coverage of this event on upcoming episodes of Weekends in Torrance. Well, the future of the Toyota Sports Complex remains uncertain, as its lease is set to expire at the end of the month. The popular athletic field located at 555 Maple Avenue has been an important part of the Torrance community since 2014. The city signed a 10-year lease with the Judicial Council of California, which controls the 6.2-acre plot of land, in 2011. The current lease requires Torrance to pay $1 a year to use the land. The Judicial Council's proposed new lease would charge the city $33,000 a month, plus possible annual inflation increases. The city invested $3.2 million to create the multi-use recreational sports facility, which features high-quality synthetic turf and energy-efficient sports lighting for year-round soccer, football, lacrosse, and rugby. The Toyota Sports Complex also has 2 full-size soccer fields that can be broken down into 6 smaller fields. About 56,000 people and dozens of organizations use this field every year. A public rally organized by family members of the American Youth Soccer Organization, or AYSO, will take place this Saturday, October 16th. Torrance residents are expected to call on state leaders to allow the city to continue maintaining the facility at its current rate. The rally will begin at 10 a.m. The Torrance South Bay YMCA hosted its 28th annual Kids Classic Golf Tournament. It took place last month at Los Verdes Golf Course and raised more than $141,000 for our community's youth, one of the highest amounts raised since the tradition began 27 years ago. The tournament was canceled last year due to the pandemic, but this year, more than 45 sponsors gave generously to make this day possible. The event was presented by the Torrance Refining Company, LLC. 138 golfers enjoyed the day and competed for a hole-in-one contest, which included a car from South Bay Lexus and a $1,000 Visa gift card. A highlight from the day was launching for charity's Ball Cannon, where golfers shot their balls out of an air-pressured cannon. Proceeds from the tournament provide camp scholarships for families experiencing financial need. Torrance South Bay YMCA is one of the largest and most diverse nonprofit community service organizations in our area and helps more than 1,500 households in the South Bay. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community, pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Historic Old Town held its 4th annual Scare Down in Downtown event over the weekend. Kids of all ages dressed up in their costumes and enjoyed free Halloween treats, a car show, games, and live music. Many of them also supported businesses, a handful of whom had spooky food and specialty drink offers. It looks like a wonderful time was spent supporting the local community. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo, or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that is our update for COVID-19 today. We will see you back here tomorrow as Colin Kushner brings you the latest. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. And go Dodgers.